and greetings all, Ragnarok Prepper here, and today I'm going to show you how to preserve feathers, wings, talons, even the head of a bird using simple household items. So the first thing you're going to need is a container, a box of some sort that you'll be able to put these items in and let them sit in the desiccant for about a month or longer, depending. So the first thing I like to do is take some freezer paper or wax paper and just line the bottom. And then what we will use as our desiccant is cornmeal. I preserve with just straight salt, but I wanted to go ahead and use cornmeal for this project. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up this cornmeal here. I'm just going to go ahead and scatter some along the bottom. Just putting a layer, thin layer. That way our items will be completely encased in cornmeal. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the head and I'm going to set it in this manner. That way we can get the cornmeal, salt, to reach the open area where we cut. I'm also going to go ahead and rub this here, getting it on the eyes and in the mouth. Set it in just like that. Next thing we need to do is position any items that we have into the permanent posture that we want. In order to do that, I'm just going to grab some scrap wood, like so, and some finishing nails. Because for this project, I already know that I want these wings to be extended. We need to put them into an extended position. And you can do that also with wire. You could wire this together into this shape. But what I'm going to do is nail it down here to this piece of scrap wood. And I'm going to use the finishing nails points of contact without piercing the wing. So we're going to set that first nail in so that I can slide this in between the wings. And then I'm going to separate the wings here to put another finishing nail in here. And what I need to do is create opposite tension here, so we'll put a nail in here. Just like so. That way I haven't destroyed any of the feathers, haven't put a hole in anything, and this will dry into this shape. So then I'm going to go ahead and take it and set it into the box. And make sure that this is what I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the second wing and make sure that it is in the same pattern, like so. When I put them together, we'll have a full spread. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and take this and set it into the cornmeal box. And I want to make sure that none of the wings or pardon, none of the feathers are being compressed in any way that I don't want them to be. I'm going to go ahead and pour in some more cornmeal. Now the weight of the cornmeal will also help to hold the wing in place. And I want to completely cover it. And the rest of the head too. Now it's important that your container be able to allow air to escape. We are drying these out and using a desiccant to remove the moisture to preserve them. But there still will be airflow. You should have no concerns about any scent of decay or any foul odors coming from this project. What you're going to do when we're done is just box it up, set it in the house, and check on it when it's done. So next I'm going to take the other wing and put it in the exact opposite in the box. This way we're using as much space as wisely as possible. But we don't want the items touching one another. So that's why you want to make sure you have a nice thick layer of cornmeal in between each item. So I'm going to go ahead and build this up evenly over here. I'm just going to play with it until it fits right. Like so. And then I'm going to add more cornmeal to bury this section. You want to make sure there's no gaps in here either. That all of the feathers, wings are completely surrounded and encased in this cornmeal. You want to make sure there's no air pockets to allow air to cause or feed the decay. The quicker we can get this moisture off, the quicker the desiccant can absorb all that moisture. The better preserved our project will be. Now, as you can see, through stacking this up, it's creating higher levels and lower levels. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and position the tail so that it can sit into this impression here. And we'll do that in the same manner. Let's take this little piece of scrap wood here and put a nail in here. put another nail in between the feathers here into the wood here. Just to spread those feathers out a little bit. And then we'll set it into our box and cover that. That leaves us our talons. Now we're going to do the same thing here, where we're going to want to position them now in any position that we want them to be. So if you want to do any forming, such as, you know, a curled or open talon, now's the time to do so. So what I'm going to do, push that open like that. And that's how I'd like that one to be. Push down a little bit just so the weight holds it in. There we go. And then I'm going to take the other one and do the same thing over here. Put some pressure on it, tap it out in the air. Making sure that everything is covered and encased in the cornmeal. You don't want anything sticking out. And then we'll close up the box and go ahead and stick it into the closet and let the cornmeal do its work. Now when you place the box into the house, you do want to try and keep it in an area that doesn't get a lot of changes in humidity. That will slow the process down the more moisture changes and increases. And then pretty much you want to just go ahead and put the date on the box, is what I usually do. That way I know how long or when to start checking. Which I said usually about a month, sometimes a little longer depending on the size of the part that you're preserving. And we'll check back on this when it's done so you can see how well cornmeal by itself works to preserve completely naturally. Until next we meet, be well.